Awesome.
Kind of cool. So I was big my entire life. So I'm coaching football right now, and I see the kids that were me, and it's like, yeah, that was me. You know, you're like a bowling ball, and I battled my entire life. My parents were big, my brother's big, I was big. 8th grade into freshman year, I went on another weight deal my mom had been on, and that was, you know, the prepared food and that, and you had to take it with you, and this and that, and take it to school and all that. And I lost 60 pounds, and the minute I went off of it, it went right back up. And by my junior year of high school, I was cutting weight to make 275 to be a heavyweight wrestler. So I went from 180 pounds to 275. And then went to college, and I had a manual labor job, and I lost a ton of weight. I couldn't afford to eat. I couldn't afford to really eat at all. So, you know, it was like macaroni, raw noodles, you know, just cooked.
Ramen noodles.
And then you'd steal the Taco Bell sauce, the hot sauce packets. When you went there, you had that. And you know, you made it by because you had to afford beer. So I lost a bunch of weight, and I was actually at 210 when my wife and I started dating, and which would have been the start of my senior year of college. And then I went and I was in the auto racing industry, and I moved to Missouri. And by the time we got married, I was at 323. So all of a sudden, and that was in 2 years. And eating like, you know, just running your body in the ground, eating out of the gas station, going out for lunch meetings. And that's my lifestyle. It's you work till 2 in the morning, you find something to eat, you go home, you go to sleep, you wake up at 6 a.m. and you're back at it. And that's 7 months out of the year. It's just torture. But you're doing what you love. But you're putting your body through torture. So I lost a little bit, gained a little bit, lost, gained. But I was still in that like 210, or I'm sorry, 310. In the 310 range. And we went on vacation last August. And there was a picture of me flipping my son. And I was on the beach in a swimsuit and a t-shirt. And the t-shirt crept up and my belly was hanging out. And I've been looking at pictures all summer and I go, oh man, they're just taking all these pictures at the wrong angle. There is no way I'm that big. And a double XL shirt is just getting, you know, it's tugged out. I'm like accusing my wife of shrinking the darn things, and then I'm ripping the crotch out of every pair of pants you have. What is going on? Man, they just don't make pants like they used to. I saw that picture and it dawned on me, I need to do something. And I've been thinking about it long and hard, because I knew in the back of my head I needed to do something. And we're sitting around our friend's pool, and my friend said, I'm going back to Weight-Watchers, and she'd had success on it. And I blurted out, well, I'm going to go with you. And my wife about fell over. But I'd kind of been researching it, because I knew that the program could fit in my life. You don't have to buy anything. If you want to buy stuff, you can, and some of the stuff's really good. But that's not me, because at the spur of a moment, I'm going to have a lunch meeting. I'm going to have this. I'm going to have that. I got a staff meeting Wednesday night and lunch meeting on Wednesday. Now I know how to tackle those head on, and I've approached it as make the right decisions. And there's going to be instances where you screw up, and there's going to be instances where you're in a position that is tough to make the right choice. But when you can make the right choice, let's make the right choice. And that has completely changed my deal. So just like yesterday, we have Monday fun days, because Mondays are my day off. And so I had to go with Angie, which is my wife, to get all the food for the school lunch program. So we bought all that in the morning and went into the school and put it all out. Well, then we went to Rockford. We went for a 6.5-mile hike. Wow. So then we came back and we said, well, I feel like a beer. Well, let's go have a beer. So we went to Olympic. Well, they have the muffalata sandwich, which is just fantastic. Yeah, I had a cup of soup. But that's all I really wanted. I wasn't hungry. It was 90 whatever yesterday, or 89 degrees. It was hot. I wasn't hungry. But in the past, my God, I would have ordered that, and I would have had the fries, and I would have, we probably would have gotten an appetizer with the onion straws. It would have done that. And now it's just a matter of, you take that menu and you look at it and go, all right. And now now I know any restaurant that we frequent in the area, I know what I can have. I can have anything, but I know what's worth it to me. And so that's been big for me, because it's my lifestyle is what it is. I'm eating at racetracks. I'm eating at basically festival food, and I know how to approach that. So, as I said a couple weeks ago, the biggest thing for me was that tracker, and putting everything that I like to eat into the favorites. And then I was able to see. I mean, it's sitting right there in front of me. These are worth this much. Is it worth it? And some nights it is, and some nights it isn't. But other nights you can go through, and you know what? Maybe I will have some grapes, and that leads into the habit. And when I started, I took away all the grocery duties from Angie, if you will, as far as Gregg was concerned. So you buy whatever you and the kids want. I need to figure out what Gregg needs and what Gregg's going to do. And so after every meeting, I went to Valley Produce, and I got apples, I got oranges, I got carrots, raspberries, all the things I liked. And I took over half of one of the refrigerators at work, and I just loaded that stuff in there. But that way I have it. If I'm hungry, I don't have to go have the M&Ms. I don't have to have the cookies that get brought in. I don't have to have the birthday cake that's sitting on the counter, or any of that stuff. I don't have to have it. I have what Gregg wants there, and I find just as much enjoyment in raspberries as I do birthday cake. So I'm fortunate in that standpoint. But that's helped me believe that, yeah, I can do this. And as the weight started ticking down, it was kind of cool, because I started towards the end of our race season, and I lost a fair amount of weight, and then the winter came, and no one saw me, because I'm kind of fly under the radar. But during 7 months out of the year, I'm a very visible guy. And come April, it was like, hey, wow, and people couldn't believe it. And that was such a good feeling, because I knew all that work had paid off, and people saw it. And my son the other day, he changed my avatar on Xbox. He goes, well, that guy's too fat. That's a cool deal. And so with all this, my dad died of prostate cancer. My mom died from diabetes. And been dealing with that. My uncle had Parkinson's, and he passed away last November. So I had all these deaths right in a row. And you're looking at it, and I need to do something. And I got a 6-year-old daughter and a 9-year-old son, and you want to be there. You want to be there for your family. And so it's very cool for me to be here and see everyone in here, because this is always going to be a challenge for me. It's always going to be a challenge for all of us. And it's a matter of learning the tools to fix it. So I support everyone in here, because I feel fortunate to, I've lost 87 pounds. I'm not where I want to be yet. I'm getting there. But I look at the weeks. I have weeks, I lost 8 pounds over Easter. Or I mean, gained 8 pounds. Sorry. No, there's no way. No, I gained 8 pounds over Easter. And we went to the Dells, and I'm thinking, wow, going up and down the water slides, and doing this, and doing that. Jay and I had my activity link in, and my God, we're making progress. And yeah, I'll have a couple of margaritas. Oh, hey, yeah. And then you're playing cards till 2 in the morning. And you're like, yeah, not a problem. And you get back, you get out on the scale and go, oh, okay, 8 pounds. Wow. Yeah, I had that coming. But the way I always approach that is, where would I have been if I wasn't on program? If I didn't know the tools that I've learned, was I going to gain 16 pounds that week? Yeah. Because I know darn well I would have sucked down a couple more of those margaritas. And I know darn well I would have had some more of that dip. And I know darn well that instead of making this light dip, Angie was going to make something else. And it's, so you know what? So what? You gain a pound. You gain 2 pounds. Who cares? Who cares? Come back at it and tackle it and get back at it. So, I mean, I've gained weight. I've lost weight. And as long as you lose more than you gain, and even if you stay even, you're still further ahead from where you were. So,
do you feel invincible?
I don't.
On your own.
On my own, absolutely.
Are you starting to believe you got this?
No, because I've talked to enough people, and I know better than to think that I can just go do Gregg's deal.
Oh yeah.
Gregg-Watchers isn't very good.
Gregg-Watchers.
Gregg-Watchers.
But I was just up at my in-laws have a camper northern Wisconsin, so that means Bloody Marys and cheese and out on the boat fishing and, you know, potato chips and that stuff. And we've even kind of gotten them turned around to the, you know, to the good side, if you will. And so, we still have pancakes in the morning and that stuff, but, you know, it's not loaded with syrup. That, you know, the toast isn't all full of butter and what have you. So I know that if I was to just walk away and go, I got this, throw that phone away, I don't have to track anything, I don't need my activity link, this deal right here. So you'd think I was getting commission for as much as I talk about it, but I'm not. But we had a race in Minnesota, and I was just starting to track, and I thought, well, how much did I walk today? Well, I'm on my feet for 12 hours. I must have been walking for at least an hour of that. Put that in there, track it, I got 7 points, whatever the heck the deal was. Move on with my life. Then it come back, like, I wonder if I really did. And they were talking about this the very next week, and I'm buying. So I did the 8-day trial, where it just tracks the movement. And then it was over 2 really busy weekends for us. And all of a sudden, I'm at 16 points a day I'm supposed to get. But now, 349 days later, I've gotten 3,553 activity points.
Wow. Wow.
So that keeps you, that keeps you motivated, because it's so easy to do. This morning, I guarantee you I didn't want to go for a run, but I did. Because this thing, you know, points at you and goes, hey, you idiot. I didn't get up there and run. How was it going to happen? It sits on my nightstand, and, you know, it's there in the morning. The kids are running around, and they get up, and Dad gets up, and I look at it, and I throw it in my pocket. When they go off to school, Dad goes for a run. And it's this thing, it just keeps you active, and it keeps you on track. Because if you're doing this, then you're bound. You're more. I feel that you're more likely to track what's going in your mouth also.
Now, does your wife do the Weight Watchers also with you?
Nope.
Or no?
Well, I shouldn't say that she's very supportive of it, but she's not in a position that she needs to. So a lot of people say I outkicked my coverage when I was able to marry her.